Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I'm Jen Whitmer, and I help teams and leaders solve conflict, cultivate communication, and create empowered teams. And every week, I am here on Mondays giving us a little bit of leadership mentorship. That's how we're going to say that. And I am so excited for our Monday mentor this week to be my dear friend, Shelby Merryweather. Shelby is an executive producer and assistant, and she is an expert at helping make online live events just sing and be fantastic. So I'm so excited for Shelby to be here today.
Hello everybody. Hey Jeff, hey Rachel, good to see you guys.
So glad to see fun people in the comments. And as we're talking, if you've got questions, feel free to put them in. If you are watching live, let us know. If you are catching the replay and you've got questions, feel free to pop them in the comments and we will come back and make sure that we answer them.
Absolutely.
So Shelby, tell us, how did you get here? Tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you arrive at this type of work?
Right, I know, kind of a crazy, kind of a crazy weird niche that I found myself in, but I love it. It's been so fun doing live streams. So I had originally started out more of like an executive assistant, kind of in that space, and kind of have found myself more in a live stream producer space because I've had several clients who have wanted to try this crazy thing called LinkedIn Live. And LinkedIn Live, kind of, you have to do a couple of different things. It's a little bit more complex than your Facebook, Instagram. So it kind of requires a little bit of back-end work. And so I now mostly help people go live on LinkedIn.
It's lovely. Well, I am so glad that you do. So I shared this when I was promoting our talk today, that the first time I went on LinkedIn, it was fantastic. I was so excited. It's so much energy and the content was great. And one person saw it because I didn't click the right button. And so I think there is that fear of, first of all, why in the world would I want to go live? Yes. And then the fear of, how do I do that? So we've got lots of great friends in the comments. I'm so excited to see Kim and Rachel and Giacomo and Ellen and Ryan. So many fun people. And some of them go live on LinkedIn. Some of them, Emily, I'd like to encourage to go live on LinkedIn.
Emily's going live on Thursday, in case you guys haven't seen.
Fantastic. Emily Perrin. So tell us why LinkedIn Live is important. What is the strategy here?
No. Okay, I love. I know it's so silly, but I feel like live streaming is one of the last authentic ways to show up online, because everything is so curated and there's so many cool graphics and all of these cool things that we can do with our videos that are great and wonderful, and there's a time and a place for that. But there's also kind of this disconnect where some of us are okay, but is this really how they are? Is this really this? Is this scripted? Is this, pretend? So I feel like live streaming really takes that guessing out of it, where it's oh no, that was her because her dog barked or the internet dropped and she had to kind of handle it and we saw it live, or just the fact that we can have a conversation. So I think a lot of times people are tired of being talked to, and live streaming allows us to talk with our audience, with our followers. So it's more of a conversation versus a presentation, which I like.
Yeah, I do too. I think that's one of the things that drew me to the live format, in the sense of, one, honestly, it was less preparation.
Yes.
If I were going to record, I was I would have a script or at least a beat sheet and kind of all of these things, but just going live felt relaxing in some way. Now, not the first time, but once you get over it, but once you get over it, it's oh, I'm just talking with people. To your point, I'm talking with them, and that helped almost ground me a little bit. And there was somebody on the other side live that felt different than when I was just in front of my camera trying to record.
Yeah, and just right now, Jeff, Emily, it's oh, okay, we're here together. It just feels so much more community-based. And you do a really great job of that, Jen, of making everybody feel a part of Jen, like a part of Jen's little.
You're sweet. I want that. I'm an includer.
You are, and I feel it by watching your things and especially your live streams. So
yeah. So thank you. I mean, that's kind of you to say. I really want to think about though, like, so Emily's saying here, like, I'm on Instagram Live regularly, but intimidated by what's involved on LinkedIn Live. And I think LinkedIn Live has changed. I mean, it has changed since when I first started as well. So I mean, it is something different on Facebook and on Instagram. You can feel like you go live, but suddenly everybody sees LinkedIn and they're like, oh my gosh, I have to be professional. And then there's all the back end tech stuff. So tell us a little bit about how to get started on LinkedIn Live. What are just the first steps about this important skill?
Okay, so basic, there you're not gonna have any of these really cute graphics that Jen's got going on. You're going to just have to have creator mode turned on and a third-party streaming system to connect to LinkedIn.
Okay, so I'm just going to stop you right there because the words third-party streaming system is going to freak a few people out.
Okay. So on LinkedIn, you can't just hit go live the way that you can on Instagram. So you have to have something that's connected to your LinkedIn account, and then you hit go live. It's not even that like much more complicated. It's literally just, okay, I have this account, and then I'm going to go live to LinkedIn.
Yeah. So what are some of those third-party streaming systems, and which one do you recommend?
Okay, StreamYard's my favorite. That's where we're at right now. That's where I usually have my clients go. There's Restream, which is really popular. And those are the two really that I've seen. I haven't seen very many people go outside of that. I know that there's technically a Vimeo. Is that how you say it? There's an option like that to stream in, but like I've said, it was StreamYard and Restream seem to be the most popular.
Yes. So I found StreamYard the easiest because first of all, it was free the first time I tried it. And I didn't care that there was a little duck logo in there and I just needed to get going. And that was really helpful to me. It felt like a low bar to just like, I'm just going to try this thing and see how it goes. And it was fairly intuitive on the back end, but
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of cool things. So why I love LinkedIn live streaming is because like there are so many ways you can add different branding as you get more comfortable. So I don't even think you need to just dive in and do all the things if you're not comfortable doing that. But there are ways to make your live stream professional and promoting things and promoting like your business, your guest business, like you always are so kind to do. And like just it's more of a professional platform and way to show up. And I think it's cute.
Yeah. So. Just so, I mean, we're going to go a little bit kind of behind the scenes. I'm going to just flip off what I have with Shelby. And this is what it looks like if you were just going to go live with somebody, which still looks like this great little black box. Or I can click a button. This is really fun to me. And it looks like this.
That was close.
And that was really close. So it still looks really professional.
Yeah.
But you don't have to have all this stuff. So now I'm going to put all my little, exciting things back on.
Yeah, but that's cool to show. Yeah. So, and then you can have your own stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, it makes it really stream cute. Jeff with the hashtag Jeff stream cute. So first let's turn on creator mode and then get a third party platform. And Ellen was asking which one do you recommend? And you at StreamYard. And so what are some of the things that you can do when you're going live with somebody that or even if you're live by yourself, what are some of the things to do that help bring people into the conversation that you can do within StreamYard?
Okay, so first and foremost, talk to your people when you're live because like sometimes, and I do this all the time when I join people's live streams, I'm like waiting for them to ask me questions so I can jump into the chat and then they don't. And I'm like, oh, like, hello. Like, so I love when there's like more guest interaction where you're legitimately talking to Emily, to Jeff, to Kimberly. And I want to point out Kimberly's comment. She says, how do we highlight the audience's comments on the screen if we use StreamYard? Jen literally just clicked on it. That is how you do it, Kimberly.
Yeah.
So when you go live, you just literally click on it and then you can unclick it and it will go away.
Yes. So there is a button on the back end so we can see your comments. There's a little bit of a delay, but when we see your comment, you can click show and then you click hide. So for example, Jeff's streamcute, of course. But also you can learn a lot of this in Shelby's course, which is masteringlinkedinlive.com. He's right. It is gold. And you share a lot of these tips inside the course that are super helpful. So talking to the people, asking questions,
showing the comments,
What are some of the other things that you think help build that authority? Because part of the reason we go live on LinkedIn is to build this idea of online authority. And sometimes that makes us a little bit uncomfortable. My speaker coach continually tries to get me to say thought leader, and I'm still a little uncomfortable.
But so thought leader feels big.
It feels so big. But so tell us a little bit about how this platform helps build that online authority.
Okay, so kind of like we spoke about earlier with this is you. Like you're going to show up and it's going to be one take and you're going to have just you and your audience talking to each other. And I think that is super underrated because I think that will build trust with your community in a way that a lot of other things you're posting online won't. So I know for me, when I am following somebody, I can consume their content for months, honestly, before I'm like, oh, okay, like I really like this person. I trust this person. I feel comfortable with this person. If that person goes live, it takes me like 2 or 3 and I'm like, oh, they're so fun. They're so great. Like we're good. Because there's just a different kind of trust building that happens on live streams.
Yeah. I think there's also this idea of the people I don't want to attract. So like for me, I spent this time where I was like, oh, it's LinkedIn. I can't be funny. Like I don't need to laugh.
You sing. I love that you sing.
It's impossible to stop. But like I just felt like restriction because I was scared I was going to offend people. And then I kind of realized, wait, if somebody doesn't want me to be funny, either in coaching with them, like if they don't have a little bit of lightness and humor and joy when I'm coaching clients, or when I'm with a group as a speaker, as a keynote speaker, we're not a good fit. So this platform just let me be myself and kind of let people self-select. I don't need to worry about that. I can kind of move to the sides and be like, la, la, la. But the people who do want to be here, like Anya and Kim and Liz and, like these friends, they're like, oh yes, these are the people we're around. And like, we've met each other in other lives and now they're here in this live. But like you said, it brings your people and it builds that trust. And I think that's really incredibly valuable. Absolutely. So I have kind of another question to throw at you. What do you think about people who are in corporate spaces? They're not entrepreneurs, but they kind of want to build this online authority either internally in their space or even outside of their company. What's the value of going live for more of a business than an individual solopreneur?
Okay, so you're talking like if somebody works for corporate, are they promoting whatever corporate is, or are they just going? Okay, so I have 2 ideas on this. So if they want to get promoted in their corporate world, I think that this shows a lot of initiative. And the other thing about live is like, it shows a lot of, what's the word? Bravery, I would say. So it's like, okay, like I recently spoke to somebody who wanted to go live who is in a very non-traditional, kind of like boring. They were a lawyer.
Oh, lawyers are very exciting.
Right. No, but it was really cool because I was speaking to them and I was like, you know what? Like lawyers don't go live. Like that would be so cool for you to go live and talk through some of the things that are like taboo and like just putting like more personalization to that job. And I thought that was really, really cool that somebody in that space was willing to be like, show their personality, because that's somebody I would trust as for my, like, I'm not going to read your website, your bio, and be like, oh, okay, I'm going to trust him with all of my important legal stuff. Like, I felt like that really was a great idea because it's like he can talk to people in a way that's going to like build this trust in a space that is it's not this solopreneur entrepreneur thing. It's yeah, it's a scary space and kind of a boring one, like honestly. But I felt like that was kind of a cool way to again build trust with the community. And then I also think that there's just with the like obviously if you're in the social media space, always a great place to just like, hey, we're just trying this and we're going to like work out the kinks here on my personal and then bring it to your corporate and be like, hey, like, can I host a show for our corporate business page? And you have this like rapport built up. So
yeah. And like you said, people will follow you once you started a new personal page. And Jeff's point, like, you know, we have to be careful on things in social media, which is true. You do still have to, I mean, we're not doing anything crazy here, but that ability to build trust and rapport really in that professional way here on LinkedIn is so much easier in this live format, especially when you're interviewing other people and you're asking, so you're not the only one that's teaching. Sometimes that's also really scary, like, the only one. And you can bring people on. And that lawyer point is so interesting. I have a potential client that I'm working with about doing some training, and it's a large law firm, and their firm is figuring out that law has changed and people want to build this trust. Like all the things we've just been talking about, they're starting to realize that the inbound leads don't come in the way they do. And so this idea about those mysterious topics, I just think about, I have another client who's a dentist, and I think about, what you could do, you know,
no, like, but really, I'm serious. There could be some cool, like, here's some common misconceptions about brushing your teeth. I don't know.
Financial planners and advisors and you know, all those different places where you inside a corporate space and then building that ability and skill. Because I think also going on LinkedIn Live shows your ability to present, move in time, because most places have to present at some point in time. In leadership, you have to present. And so we build this leadership skill. This is a great place to practice in so many ways that does all the other great things that we've been talking about. Okay, so I can't believe our time is up, but go ahead and say what you were going to say.
Liz was talking about, I'm a job seeker using LinkedIn for networking right now. Liz, this would be a great space. I'm just saying, it just sets you aside because so many people aren't willing to do it because it can be a little nerve-wracking, but I promise it's not that scary and it would set you apart. So anyways.
There we go. We're rooting for you, Liz. You know we are because I've talked to you. So so our time is almost up. So tell the people, if there's something I didn't ask, you're like, this is really important. I want people to know about why and how to go live on LinkedIn.
I mean, I think you did a great job. I think you asked the good questions, and so did everybody that joined in the comments. I mean, it's just, I think that there's a lot of, you can get bogged down by the technical, and you need to know that it's just kind of one of those things you have to do each step at a time and edit things. If things go wrong, that's fine. Edit it. Like as far as like scheduling your posts and stuff, you can't edit the actual live stream. But like as far as setting up your systems, if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
That's mostly what I want to say is that if you make a mistake, this can be an experiment. This doesn't have to be intimidating. You'll figure it out.
Yeah. One of my favorite people in the world, Sally, says perfection kills connection. And I think when we're able to demonstrate that we all make mistakes, that's part of the human experience and that it doesn't mean the end, that failure is part of the process, that it's a space where you can kind of develop that skill of knowing that, this is, I can fail forward. And that is part of the process.
And it helps to see other people fail forward. Okay.
Absolutely. And it's like you go first in the vulnerability and you're like, let's just create this. Cause I mean, I won't get up on a soapbox about it, but I think that this space shows a way of safe failure that you're not really going to do anything insane here. I mean, maybe somebody will, but it's unlikely. It's unlikely. And you have built this amazing course for people. And so tell us a little bit about it, and that you can find it here. Jeff has also dropped the link because Jeff is the link master. But right here, Mastering LinkedIn Live. Tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, so Mastering LinkedIn Live. I honestly started this out as like trying to get like downloadables for people. And then I realized it was kind of, there's a lot to it. So I was like, oh, let's just make a course so that I can walk people through exactly how to set up this studio, how to connect it to your LinkedIn, how to schedule an event, all of that. So I just walk you through. Course is kind of like an intimidating word to me that like I step by step walk you through how to go live on LinkedIn. Okay.
It's more of Shelby holds your hand and tells you
Yes.
exactly what to do with screenshots and
Yes.
all of the things. So you don't make the mistake that I did in creating an event in a way that made it possible that nobody else could attend and not see the brilliant work that you do. So
No.
I was going live for quite a while before I bought Shelby's course. And I was like, oh, this will be fun. I'm supporting Shelby. This will be great. And then I was like, dang, I really needed this. Like, I just learned so much more about the back end process, and it has kept me organized and easy to hand off to an assistant, or when I have been without an assistant, that process being very smooth and seamless. So it is absolutely worth your time and investment if you have any interest in going live. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be LinkedIn. It's specific to LinkedIn, but really going live on any platform. There's so much goodness in here. So go grab it, folks. So tell us, Shelby. Stop it. Okay. Tell us where we can find you and what you talk about, and where's the best places that we can stay connected with you.
So LinkedIn is definitely the platform that I'm actually on. I sometimes jump on Instagram, but LinkedIn's mostly where I'm at every day. And also, like, please reach out to me if you are at all interested, have any questions. I love, love, love helping people go live. I love answering questions about that. So just feel free to DM me on LinkedIn. That's probably the best place. So, and I'm just there talking about usually my kids and LinkedIn live streaming. So
it's great. You get to see some adorable little toddler and soon to be new baby girl coming at any day. Really,
37 weeks. It's fine. We're fine.
Totally fine. You got it. You've done this before. You can do it again. So we're so excited to have you. Thank you for making this work. And like I said, if you were coming up on the replay and you're like, wait, I didn't get to ask my question, pop it in the chat and we'll make sure we answer it for you.
Yes,
all right, everybody. Thank you so much for staying with us for this Monday Mentor. Shelby, you were a fantastic leadership mentor for us today. We're so grateful. And I will be back next week with Dr. Stacey Gonzalez. So we will see you all then. Bye, everybody. Oops. See, you make mistakes. And now, really the end, I promise.